Hi, I'm Greg Strobel, head wrestling coach at Lehigh University, and on behalf of Championship Productions, I'm pleased to bring you 20 tips for winning on the mat. 20 tips for winning on the mat. I'm breaking this up into two segments. One, 10 things you can do on top that'll really help you to win the match. 10 things you can do on the mat, underneath, to help you win the match. With me, I've got Mike Massaroli, a sophomore here at Lehigh, and we're going to go through these. We're going to get started right now. All right, the first thing, bottom guy set. And we're talking about the top position here. 10 tips for stopping this guy, turning him over, doing a lot of things to him. Number one, every coach tells their kids, you got to have a good first move, right? Well, he's got a good first move. I got to stop what he's going to do because I don't want him blasting out of there right off the whistle and all those kind of things. So what I do is I assess it as I come up. He's in position. Right now, he's fairly neutral. In other words, he's fairly symmetrical on both sides. I really don't get a hint in terms of what I think he's going to do. If he's like poised like a cat ready to explode out of there, he's kind of cheated to the front, his back is hunched, I know he's probably going to quick start. So I've got to be ready for that. All right, so I just make an assessment right there. And I personally mainly ride on the left side, but I tell you what, if you can start learning how to ride from the right side, a lot of guys aren't schooled on how to do things when the guy's riding on the right. So those are some things that you take in mind as you get ready to get set. Referee says get set, bottom man. Then he says get set, top man. I like to get a good start here. Now the rules are you have to have one knee down on the near side and one knee that can't go in between or straddle him on the back side. Those are just simple rule things. I personally like to have the hand on the elbow first and then come out ready for the hand on the belly. A couple concepts here. One, if he's got a little hunch back, I'll push into him a little bit to get more weight on his hands. As I go to get set, before this hand comes in, I give him a little nudge forward right there. And it's legal. Well, kind of legal. Referees usually let me get by with that. And that puts weight on his hands, which makes it harder for him to do the quick start out. The other thing I'm doing is I might bump him with my knee just a little bit. So I just get set right there and just push him forward. And that makes it hard for him to get that quick start up. Okay? So I go hand on the elbow first, and then this hand, I make sure the official sees this hand is coming around, because when it touches the belly, we're ready to roll. And a good official will start it as soon as we are in position because he doesn't want to have false starts. If you've been watching matches before, kind of get the timing down from your official to know whether he's a quick starter or a slow starter. Be watching the other team to know whether their team is known for quick starts or not. Those are just things that you need to be aware of. So I get set, I bump him a little bit, and I put my hand on the belly, and now we're ready to roll. When that whistle goes, and sometimes you can even jump start a little bit here, I'm going to be pulling with this arm, driving on the thigh, and chopping this arm down to drive all of his weight forward because I want him out of position right there. So that's usually my very first move, jam him hard. Because what he's going to do, go ahead and Mike, just start to jump up. He wants to come up, and I want him to jam just like that. As a matter of fact, guys that will stand up with that quick stand up right there, this is a great defense for him because if he takes that hand off the mat, he has no base. And then I've got him. Once I've got him to here, the arm's crushed down, I'm going to catch the wrist, he's in big trouble, okay? So that's a really good way to start. Just bam, just jam him. But take note of where he is right off the bat, okay? Take note where those hands are. One other thing, if you're going to ride on the other side, same concept. Right here, hand on first, get your chest on him, bump his weight forward a little bit, hand on the belly, bam, jam, and you've got him going, okay? Another jam that works pretty good is under the arm, right here, boom, and just running forward. And everything is coming forward to get all of his weight on his hands. To stop his first move, I want his hands on the mat and his weight going forward. And that's the way to stop that first move. So first concept, stopping that first move, getting all his weight on his hands. So I want to stop his first move. Next concept, I want to break him down. I want to get him to his belly where I can work on him, okay? It's really hard to ride somebody that's got good position here with his back somewhat vertical, no weight, not much weight on his hands, and all of his weight low. I want to get all of his weight forward. I want to get his head down, flat back, makes him a lot easier to ride. So I'm on top. I've got my first move. Bam, I jammed him. I'm going to chop that arm. And right here, watch this. I want his back flat, right there, flat. And I do that by jamming him with my knee, pinching with my legs, and my arm in either a tight waist or blocking on the thigh. Okay? That's what's going to knock him down and get him flat. As I get this first move, bam, I'm jamming him hard. Watch this with my knees. I'm using my whole body to work on the top, on this bottom guy. With my arms, I'm jamming. With my legs, this is really an interesting concept here. My knee is in his butt, my other knee is on his knee, and I pinch. I squeeze that together. So all of his weight, without even using hands, all of his weight is coming forward. Okay? So that really helps break him down. So not just with arms. Don't have your legs out here and just driving with just your arms. Use your legs right there. Huge concept. And right here I might hook this leg and continue to break him down until he goes to his belly. Okay? Just by hooking that leg just a little bit. So you use your whole body to knock a guy down. You don't just use your upper body. Guys that use just their upper body, you're not able to control his hips. You're not able to get him knocked forward. Okay? So it's bam, and the knees, and my knees driving on him, and then I'm pulling with that tight waist to break him down. Okay? So if you're doing total body, you're a whole lot better in terms of breaking down. This is just a simple tight waist, pulling in the arm, and the leg action of crushing him down. And once he gets to his belly, you're going to be riding him for a while. So breakdowns really incorporate whole body movement, legs and arms working in concert with each other. And the other concept too is changing directions a little bit on him, because he's going to be resisting whatever you do. So I change directions a little bit and break him down. Hey, we're talking 20 tips on how to win on the mat. Working on the top, you stop the guy's first move, you break him down to his belly. A really cool concept here is getting a handle. You get a handle on a guy, you're going to ride him for a while. And turn him. Now, what is a handle? A handle is something that allows you to hold on to the guy, and usually their wrists. If I can get a wrist on him, one-on-one wrist or two-on-one wrist, that's a good handle. Could be an ankle, could be a half Nelson, could be a spiral, could be a lot of things, but a handle. Let me just show you real quick. Boom, I'm breaking him down, I'm getting him flat, and right here I'm going to reach in and catch a wrist. Right there, I'm reaching and catching a wrist. Once I have that wrist, that's a handle. I'm going to ride him for a long time. Matter of fact, if I get two-on-one wrist, he's not getting away for a long time. I discovered this concept when I was a sophomore in high school, and I rode a 3-time state champ for a whole period with just a two-on-one wrist. So I'm breaking down. There's the handle right there. You see that? That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to go inside and catch it right there. Once I have that, he's never getting it back. Boom. Get out to the side, breaking him down, and you got this handle. You're going to keep riding him, riding him, riding him. If I can pull this out into a hammerlock position, he's going to get rode a long, long time. Okay? One thing nice about these handles is they exist on the inside, good handle, or I can break them down and just catch it on the outside. And I really like this one too. Catching the handle right here, and he has no base. See what I did right there? Come on back up. I knocked him down, caught the handle, pulled it up to his chest so he's one-armed. And then with my knee, I pushed him out. Oh, he's going to get rode for a long time here. Now what I'm looking for is this other hand to come in, because he's going to try to peel. When he comes in to peel, now I've got that one. So if I'm looking for handles, he's going to get rode a long, long time. Okay? Another little handle is an ankle. And I think this really works well for heavyweights. And, well, almost anybody. Boom, reaching down and just picking up an ankle right there. Driving him forward, picking up an ankle. I really like inside ankle also. Okay? I'm on top. Boom, stop his first move. Let that hand slide down to the ankle. Picking it up, driving it. Maybe catching him on his belly right there with the leg coming in. Okay, so there's a good handle also. Just getting on that leg. Most handles, though, are that wrist ride. Okay? Another good handle, stop his first move and reach across and grab the far elbow. Once I pull that across, he's in big trouble. Big trouble. I can do that from underneath, spiral, reach across to underneath, or stop him and cross face to pull in another handle. This is where that inside ankle comes into play very well. Handle, inside ankle, lift, spin, he's in big trouble. Getting your athletes used to that concept of handles is going to help them offensively, and as we'll find out later, defensively what to do. All right, simple concepts help you become a better wrestler on top. One of them that I like, I tell my guys all the time, change sides. You're having trouble breaking your opponent down. And boy, these guys, they aren't just going to go down for you. He's fighting me back. So you've got to have some tools. You've got to have some concepts that's going to help you be the complete wrestler on top. And by the way, wrestling on top is hard to do. Getting away, I think, is fairly easy. Taking down people, fairly easy. Riding somebody is a real skill, real art form. So I've been working on other ways trying to break this guy down. One of the other concepts for breaking a guy down is, and controlling a guy, is changing sides. If I start on the right side and I'm pulling him here, what's he doing? He's resisting me back. Everybody see that? I'm driving him this way. He's resisting me back that direction, of course. Because if I'm pulling this way, he's coming back. So if I can change sides on him, I can use his momentum against him to knock him down. Okay? So one of the ways I like to change sides is really you just change your feet. Watch this. I'm here, and then I change my feet, and I'm on the other side. And all I'm doing is scissoring the legs. One side, other side. So I can be underneath him, both hands under his arms, one on his thigh, one on under his armpit. I'm on the left side, I'm on the right side with that simple change. And if I'm just driving him forward, it's easy to do right there. Changing sides and then pulling. So I can pull him onto his hip. So if I can get pressure going, drive and pressure back, it's easier to knock a guy down to his side and easier to ride him from there. So that little bitty concept of right here, hips, changing sides. Matter of fact, that's one of the drills that we do, is we're here pushing pressure with the hips, pressure with the hips, pressure with the hips. And if I can knock him down with just my hips, heck, I don't even have to use my arms. That leaves my arms available to do something else. So it's a nice little drill. Here, another little concept I use is that right there. I've got hips in contact. I'm pushing, pulling, blocking right there, and down he goes. Okay? Nice little concept, changing sides. I really like that idea of scissoring the legs to get from one side to the next. One of the rides that I really like dates way back to my college days. My college coach, Dale Thomas, was the guy that invented the term that at least I think he invented the term called a blanket ride. And you know, it's very descriptive. It's like a blanket laying on you and covering all the bases, covering his hands, feet, the whole bit. And you don't see it as much nowadays, but I think it's really a good ride. Right now, the popular rides are spiral rides and tight waist rides, leg rides, but you don't see very many people getting the blanket ride. And I think it's just kind of a fun thing to do, and it opens up a lot of possibilities for turning the guy. So here we are. Start, boom, knocking the guy forward, getting him out of position. We talked about already having his back flat, okay? Once I've pinched and I squeezed him forward, I'm going to look for a handle. Maybe on the outside, maybe on the inside. It doesn't really matter. But if I've knocked him flat, not flat, but just flat back, now is the time I can switch off and just go to his head, inside and grab the shoulder, or even on top of the head, just my hand on his head right there, and go really perpendicular to him. So this is the blanket. I'm blanketed on top of him. And this is, I'm looking for openings to turn him. But this is a great little ride in terms of being able to stay on top of the guy, keep his back flat, and not let him get into good position where he can get away. Okay? A couple concepts on this blanket ride that make it work. Number one, I got to stop his first move by jamming him forward. Number two, and actually a lot of times I'll jam that arm down. Number two, what I'll do is I like to come up and just hook inside to his elbow right there. That keeps him from reaching back and grabbing my ankle and throwing me off of him. I don't want him to do that. So I want to put a lot of weight on his hands, and I want to catch that elbow out to the side. Now, he can't reach back with that very easy, and if he does, all my weight's right there. Okay? The other thing I like, I call this an anchor, is I'll grab his foot. So I'm lifting his foot up, and that keeps him from putting that leg down, okay? Or I'll just grab on the inside of the thigh. Nice part of this blanket is I can put both knees inside, okay? And that keeps him spread out And like a bridge with a long span, when I put weight here, he's going to get worn out. And eventually will start to collapse on me. Okay? So I blanket on top, I'm holding him down here, and then I'm looking for his head to kind of resist me back. Easy crossface from there. Real easy crossface. Okay? Or I can catch this wrist. Or I can catch the far wrist. And any one of these makes him a one-arm wrestler. So the blanket concept is just laying perpendicular on top of him, all my weight on him, knees inside, and driving. And eventually I break him down. Okay? Nice little ride that you don't see much anymore. I'm trying to get my guys to do it because I think it could give them a great advantage as we wrestle people that don't know how to stop it. All right, 20 tips, 10 of them for winning on the top. We've talked about breakdowns. We've talked about a lot of different concepts. Now let's talk about turning the guy over. Handles, we talked about that a little bit, getting that wrist. Man, if I can get the wrist, I'm looking for the turn. Boom, knock him down, dig inside, take the wrist on the inside. There's a single one-on-one wrist. If I can reach in with the other hand, I got a two-on-one on that wrist. From here, I'm going to ride him forever, but I'd rather tilt him. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step off to the side, whip him up to his back, and with my feet, keep him in the air. Right here, looking for near fall past 90 degrees. See that? Boom, past 90 degrees, getting the near fall. Probably won't get a pin here by any means, okay? But at least I'm getting the turn. Again, boom, knocking him down, catching the wrist. When I pull that in, this one comes over right away. And now I've got him on his side, tip him, and I go perpendicular, load him right on your lap here. So he's loaded on my lap. Matter of fact, I'll show this from another angle so you can see what my legs are doing. But I'm pinching, always pinching with my legs. Remember, riding isn't just with your arms. It's total body, legs, arms, working in concert with each other. Wrist, load, almost like a gut wrench here. And right here I'm pinching. That's what's holding that leg. That's what's keeping him from jumping around too much. And then I'll elevate with this other foot on his ankle to get him to go past 90. Okay? And frankly, I can go either way on this. I can even go this way and tilt him. And when I tilt towards the side that I don't have the arm, right here, I'll push the shoulder back with my arm right there. Or I'll even take it over the top. And with this, can push that shoulder down. So I can have a one-on-one wrist over the top and then jam that forward. And I've actually seen guys get the pin right here because I'm jamming him down to his back. There's the fall, which is a very good concept. Let's just say I'm here. He reaches in to grab my wrist, which is, I think, a big mistake. I'll catch his. We're getting ready to start. Ready? Go. He grabs mine, I grab his. I'll go over the top, pull him right to his back, and look for the fall. Getting near fall right there as we go. That is a great handle. Little quick turn with the wrist. Another thing I'll do here. Boom, get the wrist, break him down flat, and right here, pull this out and put it on his back. Now, he isn't just going to let that come out. He's going to try to hide it from me. He's going to grab his side. He won't let me get that out. What I do here is I bump, get my other hand in there. I bump to create space. I reach in, and I grab his fist. I grab his whole fist right there. Twist the wrist, set it up on his back, and then come up on top. Hammerlock position. You can't take it off the back. That's illegal. You can't take it past 90. That's illegal. How's that feel, Mike? Keep it down there. I press it right to the guy's back. And right here, I put my knee on his elbow to keep it tight. I'll reach in and just catch the shoulder and pull him to his back. Sorry. Okay? Or, got it on his back, I'll look for a half right there. If I can get a half, then I'm stepping off to this side. But just this little concept right here, pulling him to his back, I've got a claw, and I've got him on his back right there. By the way, one quick thing here. I'm holding this on his back. I'm going to switch my hand from thumb towards his fingers to thumb towards his elbow so that when he goes over, this hand can hold that without me hurting my wrist. And he's going to stay here for a long time. Matter of fact, if I can step off to this side, I'm going to get a good pin there. Okay? So a little quick thing, really easy to do. Just pull that wrist in. Thing that makes this work, boom, catching the wrist, knocking him down, and right here, turn this way. Right here, expose your hand so they can see it. No, roll this side. Right here, I reach in, I grab his hand right there, the whole fist. And I pull it out and set it on his back. It's hard to pull out with just 2-on-1 or even 1-on-1. But when I get the wrist and twist it, he gets real weak, real fast. Okay? And I do want him to go back down so I can get up on top right here. Knee, switch the hand, catch the claw, pull him to his back, get your near fall points. Notice again, my legs are working too. Total body wrestling. This leg is pulling right there to keep him on his back. A lot of times right in here, this leg will split him on the bottom over there. So it's hard for him to get off his back right there. Easy for me to hold him with the claw. Okay? Nice little wrist turns. There's a lot more out there. But I think if you play with it, the concept is the same. Get the handle, use it against him. Tips for winning on the mat. Turning the guy over. I want to stop him, break him over, all that kind of stuff. I really like cradles. A cradle's a great thing. You get a cradle on a guy, you get near fall points on a guy, or possibly pin him, match is over. But near fall points are huge. So why not turn the guy over? Why be satisfied with just riding him? Why just let him go? Why not turn him over and maybe possibly pin him, at least get some near fall points? Two kinds of cradles. This is just a primer, by the way. This is just a way for you to pique your interest, and then you guys go further with it and develop all kinds of ways to get to it. Okay? My favorite, one of my favorites is a far cradle or a cross-face cradle. I'm going to stop his first move, get out to the side, and look for a cross-face. When I get out to the side, I usually like to have a handle back here. Either I grab the cheek or I grab his ankle. And lifting will put a lot of weight on his upper body. Okay? So he's posting with his hands, and I've got a lot of weight on his upper body. First of all, on a cross-face cradle, my arm is only this long. And if I reach here and he puts his hand 6 inches out, I don't get the cross-face. So coach says cross-face him, and if I reach right there, my elbow stops at his neck, and I can't get it. I can only catch him by surprise, maybe. But there's a way to get further on this cross-face. Okay? Watch this. Since I've got an anchor, I can slide my shoulder down by his neck. He puts the hand out there a little ways. My shoulder down by his neck allows me to go way out to there. So rather than stay on top with my chest on his back and reach with just the length of my forearm, I'm going to drop my shoulder for just a moment. And now I can reach way out there. And I'm going to catch the crossface and bring it across his face. Now, crossface to me is not my arm across his face. A crossface to me is his arm across his face. Once I get this position, he's a one-armed wrestler. And I like that. I like that advantage. So get in the crossface here, drop the shoulder, reach out, pull it in, and I want it right at the elbow, and I pull it tight across his chin, actually. Now, once I get that, now I put my chest on his back. Now there's no strength involved in my arm in terms of pulling because I'm using leverages, really, and it's just the strength of my my hook that holds that arm in tight. Drop the shoulder, pull it in, and now I've got it here. Now to get the turn, he knows he's in bad position right now, don't you? He knows he's in bad position. He's got to do something, all right? A lot of times they'll brace with that leg because he knows he's going to go over, so he sticks this leg out to try to brace, okay? But if I have the inside leg, I just, what I call lift and spin. I lift the ankle, and I spin his upper body right to his side. From here, we're not even cross-face cradling. I'm looking to just turn him with just that cross-face, okay? But he's a wrestler. He knows he needs to drop this hip and stick that leg out to stop himself from getting turned with that. So I catch this, he drops the hip. Now we're looking at cross-face cradle. Drive the head to the leg, and I've got him. I lock right over the top of that wrist, keep the elbow, and now we're setting back, pulling him to his back, looking at near fall. Nice thing about having the elbow controlled still is I can pull that shoulder to me to get the fall. If I don't have that, if I just have a regular far cradle, I can't control the shoulder. But if I keep that control, I can pull it down and secure a fall right there. Okay? When I'm in here fighting, he's going to be kicking that leg. And I usually kick the leg. Usually want to just go over that and hold it so he can't kick. And then just tighten it up, Let the referee get in there so you can see, because you got a fall coming, okay? Another nice far cradle that I can get sometimes is I'll catch the wrist right here. All I have is his wrist. We're wrestling, I'm in my blanket ride. He's putting that leg up a little bit, and I'll reach in and I'll catch right there. So it increases my length, or if I can lock, I'll lock, okay? As I lock right there, to get the turn, I'll come way out here and I actually go hip to hip and then drive forward. We get to the balance point and he's coming over to his back. So if a guy is flattened out on you or still on his knees, let me get a flattened out far cradle. Right here. If a guy's flattened out and he's braced and he's not letting me turn him, I can't pull him this way. Trying to pull him. I'm going to run out to this side, put my hip on his hip, and just run forward until we reach the balance point, and over we go. So it's a very safe way to turn a guy with a far cradle. Okay? A couple of concepts far cradle-wise. Near cradle, out of the same position. Boom, I've knocked him forward. I've gone to my blanket ride. This time I'm going to catch just the head. From here I'm going to lift, spin, drive, put that leg on the table, and now I'm looking to bring it in to a near cradle. Near cradle is a great place to be. Keep the arm shallow. I'm driving towards his head. I like to catch this leg and just stack him up. Easy for the official to see the fall right there. Really easy. And all that comes out of that same position, which is the magic position I like to be in. Driving him forward, a lot of weight on his hands, and right here in my blanket position. If he makes the mistake of trying to stand up now on the inside, boom, he's going to get cradled right there. Drive him to his side, and again, everything's lift and spin, catch the leg, stack him up, get that shoulder down, easy for the official to see. You got yourself a pin. So, cradles, you got to know them. And they're just a fun thing to do. Near fall points, getting the pin, helping the team score. Okay, I'm just going to show you, this is tips for winning on top. I'm going to show you my favorite armbar. And boy, there's a lot of ways to get to it. I can get to it off of, let's say I've got this hammer lock going. I've had trouble turning him. Right here, just slide in a bar. Just forget the hammer lock, throw a bar in. Okay? Another quick way is I'll pull this arm out, let it slide up my leg and get a bar. Or, if he's not paying attention, very carefully and subtly, I just slide the arm in deep, elbow to my side, and get the arm bar. Okay? Some places they call this a chicken wing, but this is absolutely my favorite way to turn a guy once I get a bar. I lock it in tight, and I got to keep my elbow. The key to turning a guy with this is my elbow at my side. The further your elbow goes away from your side, the less strong your lat muscles are. So I want to keep that tight, and I also do what I say, make a bicep right there. I turn my wrist to make a bicep to get it tight on his elbow. Boom, tight. Now, most people bar by running into the armpit. That's good. I like that one too. But my favorite is to just walk around this way. It's safe, easy, and effective. To get started in learning, a lot of times I have guys lock on their own arm right there. So that keeps my elbow tight as I walk around and take him to his back. Okay? And that's entirely legal to do that. Referees get upset if that arm comes up here and too far forward and you drive and you're breaking his shoulder. This certainly isn't breaking his shoulder at all. By locking here, hand on the far side of the neck, hand on your own forearm, keeps your elbow tight, and then you just walk around. So you stay tight there. Notice this hand is going to slide down and catch his shoulder on the far side. Right here, go chest to chest, and you got him on his back and you're pinning him. Okay? Without the arm, because I really think, go ahead and go flat. I really think you need to learn it once like this, and then learn it without the arm. The way that looks is this. I tighten it up here, I just post here, walk around. Now notice how tight this elbow is. Really tight on the elbow, walk, 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 and there he is on his back. And you should be pinning him about that time. Okay? One other thing that I should point out is as I turn him, right here as I turn him, I want this arm to slide down in front. So I catch his back arm. If I don't do that, if I'm right here, he'll run this arm through by your chest and come off his back. Okay, come on back. But if I have this hand coming down the front, it'll catch that arm no matter where it is. The concept for pinning somebody, if I can stop his arms from coming through, he's going to get pinned. I'm stopping the near arm because I'm holding it. Stop the far arm, he's going to get pinned right there because he can't get off his back. Okay? Elbow tight and just walk it around. For beginners, kind of a hard concept to get because they let the elbow come out too far. You keep the elbow tight, you're going to find you have a lot of power turning somebody with an arm bar. There are a lot of tapes out there on legs, and they really are more definitive, and here's a lot of ways to get into legs and a lot of ways to counter legs and all those kind of things. I'm just going to show you one of my favorite ways to get into what I call a near leg Turk. I personally don't like to go deep legs, but one of my favorite ways, and we've already talked about stopping the guy's first move, bumping him forward and using your legs here. If I'm pulling him this way towards the windows, he's resisting back. One of my favorite things to do is block right there with my leg. I'm going to push with my hips, and as I do, my left leg is going to come in to an inside Turk right there. And it's real quick, easy, and I've already got his hips halfway turned. From here, I'm going to break the hip over, drag his head under, and I've got him on his back for near fall points. So it happens really quick. Before this guy even knows what's happening, we're right off the whistle. We're in position to start. Boom, I'm driving, I'm blocking, and as I block and drive, I keep his momentum going, Turk in, head coming under, and we're looking at near fall points. One of the things you have to do to get the near fall points here, by the way, is stay arm's length away from the mat. If I'm down too low, I'm in the way of his chest, or his back coming over. So I move my chest out of the way, pull my hand underneath. He's past 45. Easy for the official to see the near fall points. Okay? So it's a quick turn in terms of legs coming in and the turn happening while you still have the momentum. Nice little tip to know when you're going to win on top. All right, we're talking about tips, how to win on top. One of the things, man, if I'm riding this guy really tough and I got legs in and I'm trying to turn him and I'm down here on him like this and he's just stalling on me, and I'm not getting anything. But if I'm working really hard to turn him, the referee won't call him. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just set up on him, just like that. Just, come on, where are you? You got to come up. And as soon as you do this, like once or twice, the referee's going, stalling on the bottom guy. So instead of being so intent on turning him and laying on him right here, he's busy defending himself. He's too busy defending himself to get called. I'll just set up on him right here. And this is a safe place to be. Where's he going to go? If he comes up, the other leg's coming in. If he comes up, there comes a power half. So I want him really to come up. But if I got both legs in, he's flat. You see this all the time. Saw this at this year's NCAA finals. Guy come up like this. He's not doing anything. Stalling bottom man. Get that stalling call by making it look like he isn't doing anything. Okay, we're talking 20 tips for winning on the mat. 10 on top. Let's go to 10 on the bottom now. Number one tip on the bottom wrestling is staying in good position. If you're not in good position, you're going to get rode. So here's what I mean by good position. Referee says you have to start with hands behind, hands in front of the line, knees behind the line. You're already starting in decent position. Some guys don't have the flexibility, by the way, to go low. If you can't go low with your hips down low like this, with your hips touching your legs, you better work on your flexibility because you want to get your butt as low as you can get your butt. Now, good position is stand this far away from the mat. That would be arm's length away from the mat with my upper body and keeping my hips low. I don't want my butt in the air. I don't want my head down. I don't want to be on my elbows, and I certainly don't want to be on my belly. If I'm down here, this would be about the worst position you can be in. If I'm at least on my knees, it's pretty good position. If I'm able to get my hands off the mat, it's even better position because now I can use my hands to block and look for the escape. So head up, hips down. And the best way to get head up, hips down would be to go into a set-out position. Boom, set-out position, butt down, head up, and I'm able to turn on that vertical axis very quickly. So if I'm on my horizontal axis, which would be back flat, it's real hard to turn. If I go vertical, it's real quick to turn and be facing the other way. So that's a nice little concept in terms of good position on the mat. Hips down, head up, hips down, head up, vertical, and right here making a pivot, and you're facing the other way. So you're able to spin on your vertical axis real well that way. So that's what I call good position. tips for winning on the mat in the bottom position. Good position is number one. That's what I preach. Second thing, you can't give up a handle. If you give up a handle, you're going to get rode. We've already talked about some handles that the top guy wants to get. Let's look at how to stop a guy from getting handles. I've got Mike here. He's going to try to get a handle on me. So the first thing is he's going to try to break me down, get me flat, and then he's going to try to reach in and grab that handle. You get that handle in there, you're going to get rode. So don't give him the handle. And it's simply a matter of awareness. Watch this. As he tries to break that down, I'm going to put my hand out to the side, and I literally exaggerate my fingers going to that side. So he can't get in and get that hand. See that? And from there, I'm just going to push back up and stay arm's length away from the mat. So I keep my back up, my hips down. So there's no handle right there. Not going to give him that. The other place people typically give up handles is right here. This hand is around the waist. I see this from high school kids all the time. It drives me crazy. And they go right in there and grab that hand. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to grab your hand. Now he's going to flip that other hand over. He's got a 2-on-1 wrist ride. And I don't care how good you are underneath. You could be a 3-time state champion. He could be a nobody. He's going to ride you for a long time with that handle. So he's got a tight waist. Never reach in here to grab his hand unless you've blocked him on this side. Okay? So if I block him on this side, now I can reach in and grab the hand, grab his wrist. If he goes over to grab mine, I can lift that up and I'm on my way out. Okay? But if I have this hand still on the mat and there's space under my arm, and I reach in and grab his, he's grabbing mine, you're going to get rode. So I tell people, I tell my guys, keep your hands on the mat. Don't reach in and grab that hand around the waist. You don't care about this thing anyway. I can't do anything to you unless you've got him blocked off. If you got him blocked off, now you can reach in. Stopping handles. Number one, don't let him get a wrist ride. Put that hand out there, block it. Keep it on the mat, by the way. If my hand's in the air, especially, let's say I'm on the mat here. Come over the top. If my hand's in the air, he'll reach with his outside. Nope, you're not getting it that way. Reach with this hand and pull it in, and now he has it. But if I keep the hand on the mat, he can't pull it in. See that? Now, I'm in bad position anyway, and I really don't want to be here. I'd rather be on my knees, head up, and my butt down. So I really don't want to be there to begin with, but once in a while, you're going to be there. Don't give the guy the handle by letting him get those wrist rides on you, okay? Don't reach in here and grab his. What's he going to do? He's going to grab you. So block him off first, and then do it. Or don't reach in at all. No handles. A real key on winning on the mat. Good tips for winning on the mat from underneath the guy. Number one, good position. Number two, stop. Don't give him any handles. Number three, get to your feet. If you get to your feet, good things are going to happen. Sure, he may pick you up, throw you back down, but it'll wear him out in doing that. So if you get to your feet, you have a better chance of getting away. Good position, no handles, get to your feet. A couple concepts on getting to your feet. He's on top, he's trying to break you down, all those kind of things. I'm going to stop his move. I'm not going to give him a handle, because if he gets a handle, he's going to ride me. And then I'm going to be looking to get to my feet. Couple ways to do that. For heavyweights and a lot of people, just what I call a baby stand-up. He can't lock his hands yet, remember? My hands are still on the mat. So as I start to work my way up, I'll block, I'm to my feet, and I'm on my way out. So it's just a baby stand-up. Baby stand-up is very descriptive. You ever see a baby stand up? They do it just like this. It's pretty simple. They don't do it like this, like a lot of coaches teach. And that's not a bad stand-up either. But just getting to your feet, and I tell this to my college kids a lot, keep your hands on the mat. Don't come in here and try to grab things. He might grab your hand. If he grabs your hand, you're going to get rode. So keep your hands on the mat until you're ready to go. Baby stand up, coming up. He can't lock yet. Now I've got his hands, and now I'm getting my hips away, and I'm away from him. So that's a good way to get to your feet. Another good way to get to your feet. He's on top, and I will hit just the stand up right there. Blocking on the inside, so he's on the outside. This foot's coming up. I'm pressing back into him. That's when I can catch this hand. I'm coming to my feet now, pushing back into him, and right here, cut it off, and I'm facing him. Okay? Got to stop his first move first, though. So braced, block, get that foot up. I'm pushing, I'm keeping him right behind me. I'm pushing, and I'm coming to my feet, and I'm going to cut him off right away. The reason I'm able to turn so quickly is because I'm vertical, and I'm turning on my vertical axis on the pivot. Get to your feet. You get to your feet, good things are going to happen. Tips for winning on the mat. Position, no handles, get to your feet. Another one, and coaches talk about this all the time, get hand control. And get hand control can be a good thing, and it's also kind of dangerous, so you got to be careful how you get hand control. Got Mike here on top of me. If I go in and get hand control on that wrist, what's he going to do? He's going to grab mine. Now he has hand control or the handle, and I'm in big trouble. So I can't just reach in and grab hand control. The first thing I need to do is what I call cage. I put him on the outside on that hand, which means he's got to go over the top if he wants to reach in and grab something. So I can come in here and grab without worrying about it too much, as long as I'm aware that when he grabs my wrist, I raise his arm up. So there's pretty good hand control. I can also go hand control, and this is one of the only times I put my head on the mat, is I block his first move, I'll put my head on the mat, I'll block this to the inside so he's on the outside, and now I'll reach in and get hand control. And then start coming up. And what putting my head on the mat does is allows me to not get knocked down while I'm reaching in. Because one of the problems happens here. If I come here and he tight waists me, boom, he knocks me down. Okay? Or he tight waists me and knocks me down that way because I don't have a brace out there. Go ahead. I come up here, oh, boom. And I get knocked down, and now he has hand control and he has position. So I don't want that to happen. So sometimes in terms of stopping his first move, is I'll just crunch up right there. I've got a wide base, head's on the mat. Now I'll catch the hand, and I'll come up with hand control. Now hand control isn't wrist control. Real quick concept here, real easy. I'm grabbing all the fingers. I'm actually grabbing on the hand. If I grab just his wrist, he still has his hand available to grab mine. I don't want that to happen. But if I grab his hand, he can't grab me. I neutralize him right there. Isn't that cool? Kind of fun. So I can grab that with audacity knowing he can't grab me, and I've got hand control right there. When I get it, I'll push it out to the side, leg starts coming up, and I'm getting away. Hand control, real key for getting away on the bottom. Tips for winning on the mat. You know you got a guy that's a leg rider. Mike's a leg rider, let's say. I got to stop him. How do we do that? How does he get legs in, and how do I stop him? Matter of fact, I don't know how good he is with leg riding, so I don't want him to even get started. Don't let the legs in. Couple concepts that will help you stop the leg rider. Number one, he's a leg rider, I know it, so I'm going to start with my knees together. A little different concept. Everybody thinks, oh, I need a wide base. If I'm wrestling a leg rider, I put my knees together and my hands wide. So I've got a good base with my hands, and I don't have to worry about my legs in terms of him putting the legs in on him. If I start with a wide base, and he's a legger, he's going to knock me slightly to my side, and the leg comes in because there's all that space to come in. Okay? Or he'll pull me with a tight waist and throw the right leg over. Okay? He'll pull me with a tight waist, right leg comes over, and there he's got a leg in. But if I start with my knees together, and he tries to do that, throw the leg in, it's over both legs. Or he comes with an inside leg. He can't get that over my legs because my knees are together. That's concept number one on this. Number two is I want to keep the angle between my chest and my thigh an acute angle. He wants to stretch me out. If he stretches me out to a more than 90-degree angle, it's easy to throw a leg from there, isn't it, Mike? Because you can throw a leg in. But if I keep that angle short, a short angle, there's not much space to throw the legs in on. So just in terms of stopping a guy from getting the legs in, knees together, and don't let him split your legs. Because if he splits your legs, he's going to get one in. Keep your knees together right there and your knees close to your chest, and you'll stop a leg rider. And you can actually even move around the mat just using your hands, knees together. And it's really hard to get a leg in. With knees together, chest, or legs close to your chest. Stopping the legs. Don't even let them in. Knees together, and a short angle will help. Tips for winning on the mat. Common things guys will do. They throw the legs. We know how to stop the legs. Another one is spiral ride. Spiral ride's very popular these days. Let's talk about first quick the spiral and then how to stop it. Man's on top, Mike's on top. He goes straight into the spiral. His objective is to put all my weight on my hands. He's way off to one side. Arms digging in deep. He might be hooking my shoulder, all kinds of things like that. The concept there that he wants is my back flat, all my weight on his hands. So guess what I want to do? I want to do just the opposite. I want to get my weight off my hands, and I want to get my back vertical. Okay? The key words here is put him on the other side. Whenever one of my guys gets spiral rode, I say put him on the other side. What that means is this. He's got a spiral, he's on my left side. I'm going to put him on the other side by switching my hips, and he's on the other side. Okay? And all I'm doing is just hitting a short little setup. He's on my left side, he's on my right side. Now, what does that do for you? I catch him in the transition. As we're switching from one side to the next, I'll catch that hand and then stand up. So it looks just like this. He's spiraling. I switch him to the other side, and as we do, I catch this hand. Right here, I'm pushing back into him, push back into me. We're coming to our feet, cutting him off, and we're wrestling. Okay? So I can do that low level on the mat. I can also do it on the feet. He's got a spiral, and as I put him to the other side, I don't even bother going to my hip. I just come up, catching the hands on the way, and cut him off. But the concept is the same. Put him on the other side. He's got the spiral. I'm stepping up, and watch me. I'm putting him on the other side, catching the hand as I go, and cut him off, and coming right back into him. Stop the spiral, put him on the other side. Tips for winning on the mat. Probably the most popular ride would be called a tight waist ride. As a matter of fact, when I write it in my notes, I spell it waist, W-A-S-T-E, waist. It's a tight waist. Because I'd rather not tight waist ride a guy. I'd rather turn him with something else or ride him with something else. But you need to know how to stop a tight waist ride. And it's really simple. It truly is simple. Actually, I'll do this from the feet first. Pretend we're on the mat. He's got a tight waist. Squeeze real tight. If I turn to my left, it gets tighter. If I turn to my right, it gets loose. Matter of fact, he can squeeze as tight as he wants, really tight. And I can just, what I call, unravel the tight waist, because he can't hold me that direction. So if we're on the mat, and he's got a tight waist ride, if I turn into it, tight waist me, it gets tighter. If I turn and unravel it, it gets looser. Now, how do I unravel it from the mat? It's real simple. I set into it and act like I'm hitting a switch. Okay? So we're here. He's got a tight waist. First thing you got to do is don't let him break you down. And I do that by putting my hand on the mat, tight waist me, and then I unravel this by just turning into it, and it unravels. See that? Now, if I blocked him off right here, I'm in good position. I've blocked him off. He really isn't holding me down with much. I've got my hips away. I'm vertical, which is good position, and now we're ready to cut off, and I'm coming right back into him. Okay? So that'd be a low level. Boom, you're out of there. So stop the tight waist by unraveling it. Another one, this is an amazing little concept. Watch this. He has a tight waist. He actually breaks me all the way to my belly. He's got a tight waist. He's squeezing me hard with a tight waist. Right here, I just roll to my side. Watch this. Run the feet out and unravel it. Okay? Now, you got to be careful there. I don't want him to get any handles, remember? So he's got a tight waist, and I don't really want to be on my belly, but I don't let him have a handle. The key to this is no handles. And I just turn to my side and start running the feet and unravel. Now, there's a switch if I want to switch. If he keeps that leg back, I'll just come up over the top. And now I'm into a front headlock position, and I'm away. Stop the tight waist, unravel it. Getting away is not an option in college and high school wrestling. You have to be able to get away. It all starts with your head. You got to believe you can get away. You got to stay in good position, no handles, look for a way to get up, and stop what the other guy is doing. What I call solving the problem. Don't let the guy get something on you. Spiral rides, tight waists are popular these days. The other one that's really popular these days is a crab ride. I tell you what, a good crab ride is hard to get out of. Let's go over one quick little concept on how to stop a crab ride, or how to get away from a crab ride. Got Mike here on top. We get started. I start to come up, and he slides me right into that crab ride. And I'm right in the pocket. He's looking to turn me. He's looking to catch me with his heels. What I want to do is keep my elbows down so you can't get any calves going. And then I'm going to reach down, and I love this one right here. I'll catch both legs. If I can only get one, I can only get one. Now, you can catch it on the outside, but if I pull this in, he's going to grab his own leg. I'm going to get rode for a long time. So I don't want that to happen. I reach in from the inside, right there, catch both insteps. Now they don't come up, and he can't grab them. And now I start scooting away. Once I start scooting away, he's in big trouble. See where his head is right there? Right about now, I'm going to go head hunting. Boom, catch the head, roll, come up, and maybe get more than just an escape. Now I've got a bottom leg cradle, and he's going to get pinned. Sometimes just the idea of reaching up and going head hunting, he'll bail. He'll get out of there quick because he knows he's going to get reversed. So real quick, one more time. He goes to the crab. Boom. Important concept I forgot. See where my knees are? They're together and they're close to me. If I get stretched out, he's throwing legs over the top, and now I've got problems. Or he's hooking that one. This one's over the top, and I've got problems. Okay? Solve the problem. Knees together. Keep your base. Look how I'm blocking him out with my elbows. Reach down, catch his insteps. Sliding away. Looking to head hunt. He bails. We're facing each other. An easy escape. Stop the crab ride. Stay tucked. Turn and spin on him. Good concepts on getting away from the bottom. Bottom position, how to win some things. Already talked about getting to your feet. I get to my feet. Maybe I'll do a baby stand-up. He's going to lock hands around my waist. Okay? What's his job, by the way? I'll talk this through as we do this. He's there. I get to the baby stand-up. I get to my feet. He locks his hands. Okay? Well, it's his responsibility to take me down. And if he doesn't take me down, what's going to happen? Referee's going to call him for stalling. So what I do when a guy's right there, if I can't get these hands split, I'll block his leg right there. I'll keep my balance, and I won't let him step to the side. Because to pick me up, he'll have to step to the side. If he can step to the side, he can pick me up and throw me back down. So what I want to do is keep my balance, and right here, blocking the legs. Step to the side, he can't do it. And in about 2 or 3 seconds, coach in the corner is going, he's stalling. And so he's going to just let you go here in most cases. And now I'm away. Okay? Now, if he does pick you up, a couple little key concepts. He picks you up. Don't stretch all the way out. Throw me down. Pick me up. Throw me down. And land like that. Now you got to work all that stuff to get back up. If a guy does pick you up, and we already talked about how to stop, once in a while a guy will pick you up. When he does pick you up, stay tucked. Bring your feet to your chest. Go ahead, pick me up. Feet to your chest. When he goes down, come right back up again, just like a cat. Land and come right back up. Best time to come up is as soon as you hit the mat. He picks you up, he throws you down, he picks you up, he throws you down. He gets real tired. He gets tired of that game, he lets you go. Number one concept here is blocking him, and we practice this. Try to pick him up, don't let him pick you up. Okay? Good concept. Crucial to get away from the bottom. We're talking winning concepts on the mat, getting away from people. When I was a high school coach, I developed this little saying, and there's a lot of things you have to have a little saying-wise, because it'll click in somebody's head like, oh, yeah, I need to do this. One of my sayings when I was a high school coach, and I still use it, is when in doubt, set out. When in doubt, set out. If you can't do anything else, get into a sit-out position because good things are going to happen. And here's what I mean by that. Let's just say I've got this guy riding me. He can tight waist, he can spiral, and I'm just getting rode. It's bad news for me. My back's flat, I'm in bad position, maybe I'm even clear to my belly. But if I can get to a set-out position, which this would be a long set-out or a full set-out, good things are going to happen. The reason good things are going to happen, because my head's up, my butt's down, I'm in vertical position, I can spin quickly, now all I need is hand control, I'm out of there. Okay? So that's a full set-out. Short set would be one where I'm just sitting right there. Just a quick little set-out, head up, butt down, vertical, I can spin very quickly. So when in doubt, winning tip right here, he's driving me, I can't do anything else, get into a set-out and look for good things to happen. The only thing I have to be worried about here or concerned about here is that maybe that little quick little suck back. Okay? Easy to stop the suck back though. All I have to do is keep my knees to my chest. Go ahead and suck me back, and I'm ready to spin. And now I'm up in good position, and now I'm back into a set-out. Looking for hand control as I'm doing that. So, nice little tip. When in doubt, set out. I'm Greg Strobel, head wrestling coach at Lehigh University, and for Championship Productions, I've enjoyed showing you 20 tips for winning on the mat.